Hi, I'm Jere, and welcome back to our fifth and final segment. And I'm honored here to be sitting here with Mr. Jere Richardson, metal shop teacher, wood shop teacher from 1951 to 1961. Mr. Richardson, in 1961 you left Baker, and you went only to start a new vocational school. Tell us about that.
Well, in April of that year, 61, the school board appointed me as the new, well, at that time they called me the principal of the new vocational technical school. Of course, I went to work up there on July the 1st. And the only thing that had been ordered as far as equipment was concerned was 100 armchair desks. No machine equipment or anything of that sort. We had to hire instructors. Only one had already been hired when I went to work up there. And we wound up starting classes in December of that year, 61, with 6 instructors and 36 students. Now look at what it is today. It's got over several thousand students. And the name, of course, has been changed to Columbus Technical Institute.
What was the name of it back then?
Columbus Area Vocational Technical
Columbus
School.
Area Vocational School. Yeah.
We had 2 schools. We had a school for the blacks and one for the whites. So in 65, 66, we combined them into one operation. And so, you know, everything worked out pretty well after that.
And you stayed over there for how many years?
I was there for 4 years.
For 4 years. During those 4 years that you were there, I'm sure that you recognized some of the Baker students, you know.
Oh yeah.
Can you remember the one that you remember the most?
Probably Frank Holbrook, Lonnie Smith, Red Robertson. You know.
That's good. I know Frank has done very well in the heating and air conditioning. Red Robertson, he did real well. First of all, as a politician, as the mayor of Warm Springs, Georgia, but he also had some kind of a shop. It was a tool and die shop, and I'm sure there were many more, you know, students that he well remembers. Okay, so you were and the school was located. I call it a Manchester Highway, but it was what, 14th Street or 44th? I don't remember.
It was at River Road and 45th Street.
45th Street, River Road and 45th Street.
45th Street is now the expressway.
Right, and it's amazing. Was started with one building, I guess, at that time.
Yeah.
Look what it is now. They have a campus. They have a large campus, and it's well known, very well known. Okay, at the end of the 4 years, that would be 1965. And you moved to another school. Tell us about that.
I was transferred to the position of Director of Adult and Vocational Education for the school system. My office was down in the old 11th Street School building, and my last 17 years were spent there.
And that same building is still standing. It's known as St. Luke. I believe St. Luke's Elementary School, part of St. Luke's Methodist Church, and it's a beautiful building. And tell us, what were your duties? What were you all teaching at that school?
Well, we had a variety of things. One was the adult basic education, and it's for folks that couldn't read and write on up to wherever they felt like they needed to be. So that was just one of the programs. We had a practical nurse program. We had a variety of programs that were in that building. And then we also had adult education programs throughout 7 counties. So I got an old coach from Jere, John Gilson. And John would make a run around to all of those twice every month and set up new classes if necessary, whatever. So,
And you retired in 1981?
1981.
81. Do you remember any students out from that school that excel well? That
You're talking about that basic education?
Yes. Uh-huh.
No, I don't. We had one lady that came there, and her goal was to learn how to read the Bible.
That's that. That was great.
You know, that's what she said she was there for.
Well, what better reason? What better reason to learn? Is there anything else, Mr. Richardson, that you would like to add?
I think we about covered it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you something. I have really enjoyed this.
Thank you.
Mr. Richardson was also my wood shop teacher and my metal shop teacher. But you notice he didn't mention my name as some of his outstanding students. That's because I wasn't. I didn't realize, I recall, I'm trying to think of when it was, Mr. Richardson. I think it might have been at a function here for Baker High School. I ran into you, or perhaps a few years back. At a funeral?
Yeah.
But bro, it was lovely. Anyway, I remember he said, well, Ish, how you doing? And they says, what are you doing for yourself? And I said, well, Mr. Richardson, you might not believe this or not, but I'm an electrical contractor right now. I've been doing commercial, industrial, and residential and everything, and that's what I'm doing. He said, you see, I told you could make something out of yourself if you only apply yourself. I wish I had listened back when I was in high school, and it wouldn't have been so hard now.
Well, there's one other story I'd like to tell you.
Sure.
One day, I was back in the wood shop, and I walked in, and I had a shop superintendent in both shops.
Uh-huh.
And I walked back into the metal shop. This clown and Red Robinson were both laying on the floor wrestling. I don't know why, but they were mad at each other, I guess. I think Red told him to do something, he didn't want to do it, so Red says, is you gonna do it? So, I don't know whether he made him do it or not, but I think I got that in time to break it up.
I remember that incident.
I bet you do.
I remember that incident. I remember the day afterwards. But I'm here to tell you that Red Robinson's a very, very dear friend of mine. He was we played, but both of us played football. He played basketball and other sports, and sometimes we talk about that, and it took that for him and I to become very close friends. I have all the respect in the world for Red Robinson. Mr. Richardson, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We wish you the best. We're looking forward to seeing you all at our luncheons, at our class reunions coming up in October this year. And I want to really thank you for allowing us to pick your brain all the way back from the old farms in Rutledge, Georgia, to the Navy, to Japan, back to Seattle, Washington, and all the way to Jacksonville, Florida, and back here to Columbus. So at this time, we're going to finish this segment. And on behalf of Mr. Jere Richardson and myself, we want to thank you for joining us. And so until the next time, we'll see you later. Take care. Bye.